Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. I assume we're live?
Hold on, let me check.
Yes, we are.
Oh, great.
Okay, yeah, because I just pulled it up on my TV.
Neat. Oh yeah, we totally are.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep, I got us. Alrighty, so, hello everybody. Figured I'd start the stream, a little bit early. Allows people time to be able to come in, all that other fun stuff. So, we'll talk more about the campaign proper in roughly 10 minutes, like at 7 o'clock. But in the meantime, let's just shoot the shit. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, hello, Crystal Star Girl. So, yes, right, and hello, Dark Meta Knight. So, right now, I have Jordan with me. Brian, I think he said he'll come by in a little bit, but he does have work. I don't know if anyone else will be coming into the call itself.
Speak of the devil.
Oh. It's a Boonslayer.
Hello.
Hello, and yes, and I know we said this yesterday, but happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Did you have a good day?
I slept.
You know what? That's a great way to spend your birthday.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a great day.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I get to do whatever I want for my birthday, and you know what would be the best gift for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. It's like, yeah, you need some of those days.
That's a mood.
Oh god, I was like, I think it was like, I think it was over when it had to have been, I think, maybe Christmas Eve, I think it was. Well, like it was like Christmas Eve, I think. No, Christmas Day, my bad. I'm thinking. When I was at work. So, Christmas Eve, work no problem and such. And then that night, where it's like, okay, we're home. Now I get Christmas Day to myself. And it's like, not only did I pass out, I slept for like 10 hours. I was like,
whoa.
Well, tell me about it. It has been a very long time since I've had that kind. Like, because I usually try to get to bed and at least get roughly 6 hours. Yeah, I can function on 6 hours. I can function on 3. I don't like to. I actually had to do that. I actually ended up doing that, I think, Monday, because for whatever reason I had a hard time getting to sleep. But, 6 hours, not a problem. But it was like 10 hours. It was like, whoa, I needed that.
Sometimes you just need, a soft reset.
Yeah, your body just needs a chance to recuperate.
Yeah. Why don't we get some ambience?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I actually have some music, okay, here, let me go. Let me, boot up some musics.
Perfect.
Yeah. Now, I will add to the playlist. And FYI, so this music comes from Heroes of Might and Magic 2.
Very fitting, considering tonight's topic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's where it's like, I love the Heroes of Might and Magic series. Like, I was very much a console gamer growing up as a kid. This series, though, this was like the one exception for me where, like, PC, I was all about Heroes of Might and Magic. Like, it's a tactics game. So it's like, a little bit of RPG, mostly tactical. And it's like, it can be challenging, but oh, it's so much fun. And the music for it is really good. Especially, like, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, especially. Like, I think that was the one I played the most, so it's like, to me, that's the soundtrack I love the most. Like, there's just so much good music.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking what I'm hearing now.
Yeah, this is the music that plays when you first boot the game, so this is basically, like, your main menu.
When the title theme is a great way to get you into the... Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, I know I've played for some of you guys, by that I mean, Discord people. I've played some Heroes of Might and Magic music in the background, you know, so, whoop. Ooh. Hey! Yeah, oh, what's called, one of my good friends from my aerial studio, oh, she has been busting her ass trying to do this really hard move in the sling, and she finally pulled it off.
Hey.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, she just sent me pictures and videos, so I was like, hey, awesome. Oh, because it's kind of hard to describe. It's called crossback, and you can do it in the silks or in the sling. Try to imagine you've got the aerial silk like wrapped around one or both of your feet. It's crossed like behind your back, forming an X. Now you pretty much using like your core strength, you lift yourself up and go. Completely invert yourself while keeping your legs straight. It's very, very hard. Like I think recently I've been able to pull it off in silks, and it's like I could barely do it, and then it was like I just kept practicing. It was like one day I was like, oh shit, I can actually do it now. It's not a benchmark move to move up a level, but still, it's a very hard move. I can actually like, be like, fuck yeah, I can do it. Like, now if only I could do the walking man in the Lyra. That's the move. That's a move I want to do to be able to pull off because it looks so cool. But it's so hard. The best way I can describe that is, the Lyra, that is the big, it's basically the ring that is suspended in the air. It looks like you're literally hanging upside down, but your legs are to the side. You have to hold the Lyra because you're inverted. You have to hold it and keep yourself upright, like literally with your thigh muscles. But it looks like you're being held up by your feet. I cannot put that one. My brain cannot comprehend that one for some reason.
Well, practice makes perfect, as they say.
That's the plan.
You'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
Looks like it's 7 sharp.
Alrighty. I'm just sending her my congratulations. So it's like, oh yes. Okay. So, welcome everybody to, I guess not necessarily a session 0 because we did that off screen. This is more hype stream for Strixhaven, a curriculum of chaos. On our New Year's Eve one-shot, the World Weaver's Web, I had announced that we were bringing a third D&D campaign onto the channel, but we were going to do it on Tuesday nights. And this particular campaign, I am actually going to be taking the role of DM. God help me.
I think you'll do great, honestly.
Yeah, so, I guess, before we, actually get started, I guess, I want to tell the story about how we ultimately decided to go to do this one. So this actually, I think, goes all the way back to, the summer. It was around the time, I think, Jordan, was when we all decided, let's put Curse of Strahd on hiatus because you had a lot of shit going on your end. So it's like, okay, let's go on hiatus for a bit. So we were just getting used to like, okay, we just have Ravnica going on. There was a day I just proposed to these guys. I was like, hey, would you guys mind if maybe I tried running a D&D campaign? You know, I mean, it's like, I actually have, like, physical copies of the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Monster Manual and stuff, so it's like, I'm more than prepared to do it. But, yeah, I just proposed it to them, and everyone was like, yeah, sure. I was honestly torn between two campaigns. One, obviously, being Strixhaven, and that's mostly because I remembered a long time ago these guys were talking about Strixhaven. Like, I think Dana, has played it before, and, like, others have said, like, yeah, this actually sounds pretty interesting. So I was like, I suppose I can give that one a shot. The other one that I had in mind was called Princes of the Apocalypse. And that is a campaign, to my knowledge. It is about dismantling 4 cult groups, each one worshipping like an elemental god. And it's like, oh, that sounds interesting too. So I put it to a vote for these guys. I said, okay, these are the 2 that I'm thinking of. Which would you rather play? It wasn't even a contest. Everybody picked Strixhaven.
Yeah, because I know I've heard that Prince of the Apocalypse, while, you know, it has interesting ideas, the execution wasn't very good. It was just basically, as far as I could tell, a dungeon crawler where you killed people, and that's a campaign, I guess.
Yeah. You know, so it's like,
not very exciting.
Yeah, but so you know what? Let's see what do I take away from a DMing experience with this campaign, and you know, who knows? Maybe in the future we can come back to Princes of the Apocalypse, or I'll do something different. I don't know, but everyone was like, yeah, we definitely like the idea of Strixhaven. So I was like, okay. And I remembered Jordan actually set up a channel on where we play our games. You know, okay, if anybody wants to try and run a campaign, this is where you basically go to sign up for it. So I was like, okay, all right, who wants in Strixhaven? Everybody wants in Strixhaven. So it was just like, oh god. So ultimately, I set up the Discord specifically for Strixhaven. That's the one that we're all on right now, and yeah, pretty much everybody kind of started pre-planning and all that fun stuff.
Oh, we can do this here. Sorry. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Oh, we can do this too.
Yeah, right now those are the only sounds I've got on this server. I will have to get some more.
Yeah.
Let me see. Dark Meta Knight. I wasn't able to follow the last campaign because I missed too much at the start until it became too massive a commitment. Hopefully I'll be keeping up with this one. Aww. You know,
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like, ultimately, that's why we've got playlists, you know, but I understand. Again, I can relate, because I'm kind of like that with Critical Role. Like, I start with...
Yeah, me too.
I started with Campaign 3, and then ultimately, like, life got in the way, and then next thing I know, oh my god, they're 50 sessions in. So
yeah, like, that just sort of happens with D&D campaigns. Like, even if you like the people that are, you know, doing it, sometimes, you just got to get your priorities sorted before you know, binge watch it. Like, it's an option, but that would be like something you do on a vacation. So I totally get it. Like, yes, the VOD lists are on this channel, but don't feel obligated to watch it if you don't have the time. Only watch if you have time, and that includes for our live games too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so ultimately, so that was pretty much where we decided, okay, we're going to do Strixhaven. I want to say at that time, it had to have been maybe like a month or 2 later. I was actually, during the summer, I actually went to New York for a week to visit family. And while I was there, one of our guest players from Curse of Strahd, Beans, she played Suko. She actually came to me because I think Letter told her that we were going to do Strixhaven. So she actually came to me to ask, if you have spots available, could I possibly play with you guys? And, I got to her a couple of days later because, again, I was getting ready to go on vacation. So when I was in New York was when I was able to respond to her. And I gave her the okay. But then it's like, okay, we got 8 people now. I cannot allow anybody else now. I mean, we got a full group. So that's why. So everybody that is going to be playing in this game. So obviously everybody in this call right now. So we have got. We got Boonslayer. We got Beans going to be coming in. Terrace Moon. She plays Kira in Curse of Strahd and Eliza in Ravnica. We got Letter. He plays the boys in Curse of Strahd and Baron Ravnica. We got Jordan here, who was obviously our DM for Curse of Strahd, and he plays Peafowl Spider. Mm-hmm. We've got Brian. He plays Kedrot in Curse of Strahd and Gamataki in Ravnica. We have got Master TP. He plays Mimi in Curse of Strahd and Tuffy in Ravnica. And then lastly, we've got Ari Marie. I keep mispronouncing.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce. I think it's Ari Marie.
Yeah, it's like I keep mispronouncing her online name. But she plays.
Yeah, I'm usually on the first. Yeah.
Yeah, but she plays Corey in Curse of Strahd and Ick in Ravnica. So there are all of our players. Now, that being said, if you notice with the silhouettes, we have 8 people, but there's 4 silhouettes. This was actually a suggestion that I think you suggested this.
Yeah.
Rather than having all 8 of you guys come in all at once and me trying to juggle 8 people, especially because this is my first time dungeon mastering, divide the group up. So we're going to actually be starting this campaign with half of the group. And the rest are going to slowly trickle in, as we go further along.
Yeah. Because, as you said, this is your first time, DMing an actual campaign. And I don't want you to do what I did as a DM starting out and having, 6 players at a time. It was fun, and it was also really, really, garbage. All right,
well,
Well, not to say that I didn't have fun. It's just I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So
and
downsides.
And to be fair, even so, I know, I've been asking you, Boone, and Letter. I know I've really been asking the 3 of you mostly DM related stuff because you guys very much have the DMing experience. Okay, so with that said, what is Strixhaven, a Curriculum of Chaos? So this is a D&D campaign. It is based off of Magic the Gathering, because in Magic the Gathering there is actually a place called Strixhaven. So this is a campaign that's supposed to go aligned with Magic the Gathering. That being said, though, I don't know shit about Magic the Gathering, and I've already got my hands full trying to dungeon master this thing. I don't think I've got time to fit hundreds of thousands of hours of lore to fit in to this campaign. So this is going to be more so doing it in my own style. Some things will be very lore accurate. Others will be like, okay, I'm going to take this idea, but I'm going to do it very differently. And there will be things that will just either be flat out changed or completely omitted. So,
Yeah, which to be fair, that's what I do too, so.
Yeah, same here. My Curse of Strahd isn't necessarily the same as, say, XP to level 3's Curse of Strahd. Because a lot of things happen in our campaign that did not happen in his.
Gotcha. And it's like...
Because it, just didn't fit the story that we were crafting.
Right. And that being said, so yeah, if you're going into this thinking because this is Magic the Gathering, everything's gotta be lore related. No, turn back now. It is not gonna be that accurate. I am sorry. You know, it's like, that is for better people than I. And, hello there, Mr. Maniac. So with that said, so the way the Strixhaven campaign is actually built, it's actually a series of four mini adventures that when you play them back to back, it basically fills out the entire campaign. So each mini adventure is 1 year in Strixhaven. So thus the curriculum of chaos. So that being said, with how we're doing this by staggering people in, you know, yeah, half of our characters are pretty much going to be upperclassmen. And I asked everyone, you know, okay, like, do you want to do, like, the 4 years as in the book? So, you know, yeah, all the people that start in the beginning are going to do their 4 years, but then everybody else that'll be trickling in, like, by year 2. You guys only get 3, or does everybody want 4 years? Everybody voted they wanted 4 years. Which means, at some point, I am going to have to make up an entire year. So 1 year of this campaign has got to be completely homebrewed. But hey, that's where the fun is. And that's going to be so far ahead that it's like, I'm hoping that by the time we get to it, I'll be ready. Okay, so, and, yeah, Boone, by all means, chime in here as well. So, what is Strixhaven? It is a magic school. It is a school for wizards. Not unlike Hogwarts, but hopefully cooler.
And not directed by a turf.
Nope.
Distinctly not directed by a turf.
Yes.
And thank the Lord for that.
Yes. So, yeah, and it's funny because, like, you know, again, like, in the book, like, they actually gave even, like, a group of, basically your classmates. So you got, like, I want to say they gave maybe about close to 20 kids that you can interact with. And it's like, yeah, immediately, you can tell that, yeah, this is them giving the middle finger to J.K. Rowling. Because, you know, there's a diversity.
So, this campaign is less, you know, Harry Potter and more along the lines of Little Witch Academia.
I'd say so. You know, well, for one thing, this is university setting. So we're not dealing with children, we're not dealing with and we're certainly not dealing with high school. These are college-age kids, so we are dealing with young adults.
Which is something that I always found actually makes a little bit more sense, like, with doing, like, magic education, because, like, you know, I'd imagine that you learn your basic arithmetic and stuff in regular school. I like it being a high school and it being just a regular school doesn't fully make sense to me unless you're also learning, like, basic subjects, which in this school, no, you're learning magic things, and you're learning them from 5 distinct schools.
Yes. So Strixhaven is made up of 5 colleges. And each college focuses on their own, like, they got their own unique traits to them. So the first college we have is the College of Lorehold. And as the name suggests, these are, like, your history nerds. They're all about, like, they're all about trying to, like, you know, uncover history and information, archaeology, divination, you know, a lot of stuff, like, regarding maybe ancient relics, you know, like relics, ruins, all that stuff. That's their specialty. The second college is the College of Prismari. They call themselves, it's the College of Elemental Arts, so this is really the college that focuses specifically on elemental magic. However, they like to apply their elemental magic to artsy stuff. So basically, think like theater kids on crack.
Yeah. My character probably won't fall into this college when he gets there, but me as a person, as Jordan, I would totally be a Prismari student.
Oh, yes. But, so yeah, that's Prismari. The third college is Quandrix, and the best way to describe them is nerds! They are literally the math nerds. Everything they do is about formulas and building things. So yeah, these are your nerds. Next, we have the College of Silverquill. Silverquill, I guess you could say, is Prismari, but severely toned down. You know, so...
Silverquill is much more focused on the written word.
Yes.
Than Prismari, whereas Prismari is more physical performance.
Yeah. So Silverquill, yeah. So a lot of writing, even being like speaking and such. And a distinctive thing that sets them apart from Prismari is a lot of their magic specifically focuses on controlling ink.
Ink?
Yes.
You mean
ink.
like?
Yes. Hence why I put the inkling noise in there. Okay?
They do in fact have every school has mascots, and the Silverquill one is in fact little ink buddies.
And they are called inklings.
Yes.
It's like, again, hence why I uploaded the Woomy. It had to be done. Like, no questions asked. So then the last college is the College of Witherbloom. So these are like your natural science, nature magic. This is probably this is by far probably the Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, hello there, letter. But yeah, he just chimed in. But yeah, so Witherbloom, yeah, nature magic, preserving the balance of life and death. This is the college that has no qualms about dipping into necromancy. So, yeah. Pretty much, yeah, a wide variety of areas that you can choose to study in when you come to Strixhaven.
Witherbloom is probably the college that is most similar to its associated Ravnica Guild.
Yes. Yeah, so, yeah, again, going into the magic shit, you know, yeah, all these colleges, they follow a color scheme. I think it's like Lorehold is white and red, Prismari is blue and red, Quandrix is blue and green, Silverquill is black and white, and Witherbloom is green and black.
And those are all enemy color pairs in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, it's like, for this campaign, like, again, like, I'm just playing this more like, yeah, we think these colors are cool. Like, they will follow that color, they will follow that color pattern, obviously, but it's, yeah, if you happen to know that little nugget of information from Magic the Gathering, then you know, yeah, congrats, you actually know some of that.
I'm the one who's going to say the things that are going to appeal to the Magic the Gathering nerds.
As I expect you to.
Jen.
Jen's kind of become like the secondary, and that's just more so she's actually delved into the lore. She doesn't play the game. She just knows the lore because she just dove right in.
Yeah, thanks, Moon.
Yeah. Which is interesting because, as you may notice, not all of us are into Magic the Gathering lore. In fact, I know nothing about it. I'm just here to play a game with you guys.
Yeah.
So if it's like if there's this character and that character, it's like, huh?
Yeah. Again, that's why I was trying to keep the Magic the Gathering stuff to a bare minimum, especially for my sake. So, that being said, though, obviously, when it came to character creation, some people have decided, you know what, we are going down the Magic the Gathering route, because we have several players. I think like the vast majority of the players are not from the plane that Strixhaven is on. I think if I recall, I think Brian might be the only one that's actually playing a character that is a native to that plane. Everybody else, they're going from somewhere else. Now, some people have come up with their own worlds that they're going to be coming from, and others are coming from Magic the Gathering planes. You know, so that's where, like, especially for them, that's where I'm just like, okay, I don't mind if you go from to Magic the Gathering planes and such, but it's like, okay, we really got to figure out where you're coming from, what's the timeline, what events could have happened or something, you know, because I got to keep my shit straight, especially since, you know, I'm trying to keep the Magic the Gathering stuff to a bare minimum. But, you know, I've worked it out with the players, so we have a wide variety of characters that are going to be coming in. Yeah, Dylan Watts. I know absolutely nothing about Magic the Gathering. You and me both! You know? Then yet I'm doing a Magic the Gathering campaign. I am fucking insane. Okay, so that being said, there's going to be a fair amount of changes as far as how the campaign is run. One of them, like I said, is we're going to be trickling people in, like starting out with 4, more people will be coming in. From what I have read into the campaign, the basic gist that I have gotten from Strixhaven, and to my understanding is kind of the universal understanding from people who have run it, Strixhaven is very much a bare bones campaign. There's a basic skeleton, you know, that tells you, okay, what to do. But as far as, like, really fleshing things out and making, like, you know, making the campaign like a living, breathing world, it really didn't do a lot. So there's a lot that people have had to change or add just to flesh it out a little bit. And yeah, I am very much doing that too. Like, I have basically seen there's 2 camps when it comes to Strixhaven. You're either Camp Davy Chappy or your Camp XP to level 3 when it comes to this. If you're on Camp Davy Chappy, you really don't like the fact that you have to come up with all this extra shit. If you're in the Camp XP to level 3, you love the fact that you can come up with all this shit.
Hi, I fall into the XP to level 3 camp.
I want to say right now I'm on the XP to level 3 camp because, like, yeah, I've been planning a lot of things and I have fleshed things out, and from what I've presented to these guys in our session 0 that we did last week, it definitely sounds like I'm on the right track. Like, you know, yeah, so that's
it's fun coming up with your own stuff.
Yeah, so that's basically how I have to approach this, is that, yeah, I am fleshing out things. There might be some events I might just flat out omit and maybe replace it with something else, maybe regarding one of their characters or something, you know, who knows. And then, like I said, I have to homebrew an entire year. That's going to be interesting. Other than that, another big thing, and I know we are a ways away from meeting him, but I will say this here and now. I am changing the main villain. Literally, the only thing I can safely say about the main villain that is staying is his name. Everything else, though, I am changing.
Gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah. The reason I've decided to go down that route is because of the tone of the campaign. Like, the tone of this campaign, I think the best way I can describe it for a comparison is JoJo's Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable. It's, you know, while it does have its heavy moments here and there from the beginning, it's also very it's a lot more lighthearted. There's a lot of weird, crazy shit going on, people taking it in stride, you know, yeah, they might kick a bad guy butt here and there, but then, you know, yeah, halfway through Diamond is Unbreakable, that's when Yoshikage Kira shows up, and that's when everything changed, and it's like, oh, we gotta take this seriously now, and, like, the tone completely changes. That's
me, guys, spoilers on the main villain, sorry.
So this is where I think the tone is going to fall with Strixhaven. It's going to start out very lighthearted, and, you know, yes, there's going to be a lot of goofy moments, probably a lot of cringe moments, but once the main villain, like, formally enters the picture and, like, confronts the party, I would expect that that is when things are going to change and it's going to become far more serious. And plus, I even asked these guys, you know, do you want a more lighthearted adventure or do you want a more serious one? Because Strixhaven, as it was written, is very lighthearted from beginning to end. So that was where I asked these guys, where do you want to go with this? And some people have said they don't mind the lightheartedness, but they do want it to be taken seriously and maybe have it be a little bit more grander scale. So ultimately, that was what decided, yeah, the way the villain is written in Strixhaven, at its core, it ain't gonna fly here. Like, you'll never be able to take him seriously. So that's why I've decided I am completely changing him. It's gonna be a very long time before you guys get to see what it is I'm doing with him. But hopefully you will enjoy.
Hi, I'm Goofy Cringe Moments.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was the goofy and cringe moments, but that could also be the subversion. I don't know. We'll see.
Yes. All right. So I'm well aware that we don't have everybody in the call, which is perfectly fine. But would you guys in the call? Would you maybe perhaps like to obviously keeping things at a very bare minimum? But would you like to describe the kind of character you're playing? Like, without giving away too much.
Sure thing.
Alright, so I guess we'll start, Jordan, would you like to take us up?
Oh boy. Okay. Alright. Well, my character is Thistle. He is a fairy, which... I can already see you guys thinking, oh, you're playing a fairy, so what, you're playing like a cute little girl with sprinkles and glitter and stars.
Yeah, you're playing Winx Club.
Are you playing Winx Club, Jordan? In one universe, yes, but in this one, no. Thistle here is a Gloom Stalker Ranger, and he is part of a sort of army of dark fairies. Think of the Unseelie Court in fairy lore. He's armed with a fairy dart rifle, and he is really good at his job. But the biggest thing behind him is that he, unlike most of the other students for Strixhaven, did not come to Strixhaven on his own will. He was whisked away from his home dimension, and yeah, his biggest concern is trying to get back home and maybe learning some other things about not just his home plane from, you know, his quest to return home, but also about himself and where his priorities lie.
All right. Oh, yes. Okay, so then, Boone, would you like to describe your character, like, in the barest of bones?
Sure. My character is a Triton blade singer named Pacifico Whitewater from the nation of East River in the plain of Tavastian. And he is the party's tank.
Party tank. All right.
Oh, just real quick. Since you mentioned the home plane, I guess I should have mentioned mine too. Thistle comes from Dermot, which is a Celtic word.
Yeah, that's why I hope to God I pronounce these things right. You know, like Dermot, or it's like I know, like with Boone with your character, we were always for the longest time we were just saying, oh, it's Pacifico. And then Boone corrects us one day. It's technically pronounced Pacifico. It's like, okay, I gotta get used to that. I gotta get used to that pronunciation now.
Yeah,
It's fine.
with East River, imagine sort of a combination of like Spanish and Greek sort of culture in there. And you have sort of an idea of where the cultural influences for East River in particular are.
All right.
Yeah. So similarly, Dermot is sort of like the Midsummer Night's Dream gone wrong, if I can put it some way, with the two warring factions of the Sealy Court and the Unsealy Court. So yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Alrighty. Okay, so then, Brian, would you like to describe your character? AKA the Team Shitlord.
Good lord.
Oh, come on, the sessions haven't even started yet. So, I am playing as a changeling rogue by the name of Savanto Cabana. And the idea behind this came from a prompt I kind of had a bit similarly to how I constructed Kedra a little bit, where I wanted to take a class that I haven't played yet, but I also wanted to go through a way that, okay, what are the known stereotypes for this one class, and can I not do them? Like, obviously for Kedra, that was, not being the lawful stupid paladin, the guy's a schemer. So, for Savanto, I decided I wanted to give Rogue a shot at this. And, typically the archetypes for Rogue are like, the edgy, brooding guys who are like, kill everything. So for Savanto, I decided, what if instead I gave him the bard stereotypes?
Interesting.
So he's very standoutish, he's very much an extrovert. But the other thing about it too is I thought it would be really funny to also play into this a bit where he's the kind of guy who's so out there, like, so not afraid to show off, that when things get quiet, you think he's not there.
Oh god, it's like, yep, this is what I have to deal with.
It's like, this is the power I gave him.
Yeah, welcome to the realm of DMing. Sometimes you're not prepared for your party shenanigans. And it's like, oh boy, what did I get myself into this time?
Oh, and shenanigans I have.
What do you mean you're playing? What do you mean you're playing as a kid with a knife who may or may not also be dead? What do you mean you're playing as a raven with a gun?
Aye!
And I mean that with lots of love, Bakuhatsu, don't worry.
Damn well better, eh? Fucking.
Oh god, it's been a long time since we've heard Baku.
Still got it.
I do
miss
believe
him.
I do believe we have been given the bird.
Alrighty, I'm trying to think. Letter, I know you are in the call, but you are on mute. Are you able to speak?
Would you like?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Hello. Okay, so
Apologies for the slight delay there. I'm currently playing the update for Call to the Lamb.
Say no more.
All right. I guess really quick, and we'll let you go back to your game then. In the most barest of...
I can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, in the barest of
Don't worry.
bones, describe your character.
So, I am playing as Lucky Luke Star. I am a Marpark artificer, and I'd like to say party support, but I'm more so a threat to anybody. He's kind of a bastard. Think Tony Stark pre-Iron Manification, but with like the post-Iron Man ideals for the world.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Interesting. And yes, for those of you who have no idea what a Mapok is,
I am a raccoon.
yes, it is literally, he is a raccoon. So he actually came to me with a book called Humblewood. And it's basically a book that comes with all these, races. The idea is play a D&D campaign, but you are literally woodland critters. So so if you want to play a raccoon, you can play a raccoon. If you want to play a fox, here's how to play a fox. You want to play a hedgehog, here's how you play a hedgehog. You want to play a chicken, here's how to play a chicken. You want to
play an owl, here's how to play an owl.
Yeah, or you want to play a dove. I think deer is in there. So I mean, it's literally whatever creatures you can typically find in a forest. That is the makeup of this book. So literally, the minute that letter said, "Hey, I have this book. Can I play a raccoon?" And I was like, "Say no more."
Sonic is just looking at Humblewood and going like, "Finally, a campaign setting for me."
Get in the fucking bag!
I was going to make the joke, note to self, make a hedgehog monk for a future campaign.
That's perfect. Yeah, I always thought that Sonic would be a monk if he were a D&D character. Thank you.
Although, actually, what class would Manic be?
Bard?
Probably.
Either way, I know TP is technically in the call right now.
I am not technically in the call. I'm in the call.
Yeah.
There's no technically.
Yeah, but
you don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm not technically in the call. I am the call.
Yeah. But
I'm not that Ecomane.
Yeah. That being said, though, we're actually gonna have to skip over TP. TP's actually still in the process of making his character, so spoiler alert, he's in the second batch of characters coming in. So, and
no. I will say though, I've been keeping it a surprise from everyone, except for the DM, of course.
yeah. Well,
except for the DM and maybe one other person who is not in this campaign, for the record.
Yeah.
None of you are gonna know, except for Dani.
Yes.
Until when it happens.
Yes. And
I will say,
Oh yes.
you
Yeah,
first.
I was gonna say, at least from what you have sent me so far, it sounds cool, and that's all.
Thank you.
That's as far as I am willing to say about the character. It sounds cool.
Which Pokemon is it based on?
You'll see.
You'll have to.
You'll see.
You will have to wait and
But
see.
cool is a clue.
Yeah, i.e., good question. Next question.
Good
but
question.
cool is
Next
a clue.
question. Anyways, I'll say this much. I'll say this much. My previous characters have all delved into support categories, whether it's based, whether or not it was my intention. Like y'all remember, you might know Mimi. She's like a cleric through and through. Even as when she was temporarily out of commission, I had Jackie, who was more of a goofball, but she was also pretty much support. Tuffy is 2 parts bard, 2 parts paladin, but is primarily support in how you. What I'm going for is not support.
Very cool. So you're actually going against your usual archetype.
Yep, and I'll also spoil one other thing. To that end, I'm not playing a class I've played before.
Cool. Also, before we move on, I want to point out Brandon is in the chat, so hi
Hey,
Brandon. And also,
Brandon!
Donning Heart has a question for you, Dion. Wait, that book of letters doesn't have bears, does it? For Humblewood?
I don't think it does. Mostly it's birds and smaller critters. But working with a DM, you may be able to play as a bear using some clever homebrew.
Yeah, it's like, I don't say why not.
That is between you and your dungeon master.
Alrighty, so then, okay, so we do not have Jen, we do not have Beans or Dana with us in the call right now, but at the very least, I think I can give very brief tidbits about their characters. So starting with Beans' character, she will be playing a sorcerer. And the character that she's playing actually comes from... She's one of the people coming from a Magic the Gathering world. She is coming from the plane of Kaladesh. And Kaladesh, for those of you who don't know, I think it's based off of India, and it's a heavy focus on artificing. You know, so take of that what you will. Jen's character, she will also be playing a sorcerer, but she's playing a different type of sorcerer from the character that Beans is playing. And, Jen loves her sorcerers. But for this campaign, the type of sorcerer she's playing is a type she has never played before. So she's definitely looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. And the character that, once again, another Magic the Gathering home plane, she comes from Eldraine. Eldraine is basically, think fairy tales and Arthurian legends come to life. And then as far as Dana, I think Dana's still working on her character a little bit. I don't think she's flat out said like where her character is coming from, so I don't know if she's coming up with something on her own or is she pulling from Magic the Gathering. To my understanding though, I believe she's playing a monk.
That's cool.
And so speaking of Dana, I'll say this, she is gonna come in as like this on like the second half of the characters that we have planned. She, however, especially like recently, I think more so with her job, during the week, her schedule has been filling up. So she still really wants to play Strixhaven. So it's like, okay, let's have you come in a little bit later, see like, if you can get your schedule adjusted. Otherwise, if it can't, then she'll absolutely come in later, but she might be more of a frequent guest player than a permanent one. She's hoping to be a permanent.
Yeah.
She's hoping to be a permanent one. She just needs to see what her work schedule is like.
So in a word, she's our Ashley Johnson for this campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, always consider the following: if she's not able to join, if for any reason, like we decide to move the campaign from Tuesdays to Saturdays after, if something like Ravnica or Curse of Strahd finishes and we don't,
Curse of Strahd would end way before Ravnica, I would say.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with either one.
Well, I'm also just gonna say this right now because I am the DM for Curse of Strahd. Like I've said many times, to our group, Curse of Strahd is almost done. We just need to get the MacGuffins, finish up some interpersonal relationships with the characters and the NPCs, and then go in hard for the final battle. We're pretty much nearly at the finish line.
Okay.
And if you guys weren't a fan of the constant dread and darkness that the campaign advertises, don't worry. Mm-hmm. The light's coming out of the tunnel.
Okay. Well, that being said, if we can also kind of like swing back. So the reason we're doing this on Tuesday nights, it's because honestly, this and Saturday nights were really the only times where we could actually, we have free time to be able to come together to play. And, even though when we started planning Strixhaven, Curse of Strahd went on hiatus. I didn't want to be like, oh, let's play this until Jordan feels ready to come back, because again, Lord knows when that is, and I didn't want to take up the valuable slot. So that's why, yeah. So we'll still be going back and forth with Curse of Strahd and Ravnica on Saturdays. Strixhaven, at least as of right now, is solely occupying the Tuesday night slot, and that will also be going every other week. So basically think, if it's a week that Strixhaven is playing, then that following Saturday, it's either going to be Curse of Strahd or Ravnica. Like, that's pretty much our D&D week. If somebody else decides, you know what, I want to have a chance to run a campaign or something, then that will probably be like, okay, if people want to play Tuesday nights, then okay, I will share the Tuesday night with a fourth campaign. But
maybe one shot.
Or one shot or something, ultimately, we'll play that by ear, but that's pretty much what the schedule is looking like right now for Strixhaven.
And also, I would assume that, like, just because some of us are second year students doesn't mean we can't try and come in and join.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So who knows? But yeah. Okay. So we talked a little bit about the characters. Talked a little bit about like the tone. Obviously, again, the story. You guys are going to magic school, and all kinds of shenanigans will take place, and that's pretty much as far as I'm willing to say without outright spoiling anything. But, I will say, so, this is going to be a campaign, I guess, kind of akin to Curse of Strahd, in that I think most of you guys, like, because not only are you going to be going up against the main bad guy, a lot of you guys are also bringing in personal villains. And we got personal villains of all different shades. Some of them have their own agenda. Some of them might be helping each other. Some of them might be helping the main bad guy. Ultimately, we will have to wait and see. So there's gonna be multiple threats going on, and we've got 5 years of campaign to go through. So I'm not gonna throw every freaking bad guy at you all at once. So there'll be like 1 year, maybe one, at least one, maybe two of your guys' personal villains might take center stage. And then, like, the next year, it's time to start making this one a little bit more active, and so on and so forth. Like, my goal there is to try to give everybody's a chance to interact with their villains, give them all a time to shine, all that fun stuff. Okay, I'm trying to think, what else? I guess so far, be it you guys or audience, do you have any questions so far?
I don't, but what does the audience say?
Yeah, that's where I'm giving them time to type anything out if they do have questions.
All right. I suppose to fill the void a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, hope you're enjoying the.
Let's ask a practical one.
Oh, sure.
Let's ask a practical one. What do you think the level cap would be for this campaign?
Oh, yes. Okay, so the book initially is written, like, if you're going to follow all 4 years, which is what we're doing, the book starts level 1 and ends at level 10. We are going to be starting at level 3. Again, this was actually something I had asked these guys, hey, do you want to start at level 1 or do you want to start at level 3? Because pretty much in all of our campaigns, we all start at level 3 because for the vast majority of the classes, that is where you get your subclass. And that's where we're like, yeah, we just want to start with our subclass. I had proposed the idea of, do you want to start at level 1? Because after all, you are, fledgling students. And ultimately, you know, everybody was like, yeah, it makes sense narratively at level 1, but gameplay-wise, yeah, we want to start at level 3. So,
yeah, because it was harder to lean into our, you know, characters and concepts if we were just at level 1. Unless if you're like a cleric or something, which they already get their subclass at level 1.
Yeah. But so we're starting at level 3. So take into the account at least 10 levels, and because I have to add another year, I am aiming to end at around level 15. You know, that is my goal. We at least we absolutely have to get to level 14, and that is more so because for at least an ability for one of our players that they really, really want. You don't get access to that until you're level 14. So it's like, okay, you're at least going to be 14. I figured 15 would be a good place to, you know, kind of, you know, end off right there. And hello, Ryan!
Hey,
Ryan!
Ryan.
Alrighty, Dawning.
Ryan!
Okay, Dawning Heart. I missed a bunch, so who were the characters before TPs? Okay, so before TP, we talked a little bit about Jordan's character. Jordan is playing a type of ranger, and the race he's playing is a fairy. Boone is playing a blade singer, and the race he's playing, I think, is Triton.
Yes.
And then Brian.
Chef Band.
Yeah, and then Brian is going to be playing a rogue, and he's playing a changeling.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Which means also Sharkman if he wants to be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but again, so yeah, going. I've been working on some audio interference. Hope everyone has been doing well. Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, going back to what you were asking, Jordan, about level cap. So yeah, we are starting at level 3, aiming to get to about 15 at the most.
All right then.
Okay. Sorry.
So I'd imagine it's probably 14 for sure, 15 maybe.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where it's like, so for all of my little players out there, you know, think that far ahead. Like playing out how you want to build your characters, because we are going, aim for 15. That's where I aim to go.
Yeah, okay, so that definitely gives me a roadmap to go to, so it's good to know.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say, at least as far as dividing out those levels, out of, the 5 years, expect at least 2, if not 3 level ups per year. And then, so speaking of the years, again, something I am fleshing out compared to what the book did. The book literally just has, okay, here's some prompts, for the events that are going to happen. And it's you do this thing, and this happens. And now weeks pass, you do this thing, and this happens. And you rinse and repeat that 4 times, and you're done with the year. I am not kidding when I say that they gave you a skeleton to work with. So, that is literally how they did it. So, one of the things that I am doing to help flesh this out is to kind of help give you guys an idea of where you are in the year. I am dividing the year out by seasons. And, again, I'm very well aware that, all our friendly Aussie friends have different education systems compared to us Americans, but at least we're pretty much following the way college is run in America. So pretty much the year starts in the fall. You go for fall, winter, spring, and probably around the beginning of summer, And then you guys get to have summer vacation, which you can do whatever the hell you want. Whether it's you want to go back home to visit family, do you want to fart around on the plane? I'll leave that up to you.
Savanto has power.
Oh, God.
Why do I feel scared?
Okay. Will there be special school events? Yes, there will be. Part of it is one of the this is actually a good time to actually talk about this. So Strixhaven, in one of the ways that they actually did think about trying to flesh out the school, there are jobs that my players can take, and there's clubs that they can join. So some of the events might be something with one of the clubs that they're in. So, like, if somebody joins one of the sports clubs, there may be, like, a big game or a tournament or something that'll take place. If they're in, like, an artsy program, maybe there's, like, a big exhibition or something that'll take place at some point throughout the year. There's going to be seasonal events, at least as far as the school goes. Think as far as, like, oh, hey, Knight's music.
Nice.
Yeah, think as far as, like, like school festivals and gatherings and such. Like, there's guaranteed something going on every season. So again, one of the things that I'm fleshing out to kind of help give you guys an idea of, okay, where are you in the year? It's like, oh, we're at the end of fall, or we're in the middle of spring, or so on and so forth, depending on what the hell is going on in the school. Another thing, probably the one thing that even the people who have played Strixhaven, or at least run it and have had criticisms for it, probably the one thing that they universally say was a great addition and was handled very well, there's no other way to say it, there's a dating sim in this game. And we absolutely are taking advantage of it.
Savanto starts doing the eyebrow wiggles.
Yeah, and I can definitely say, my character is definitely going to get involved in the romance aspects.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
Several of you guys are going into the romance aspects, so it's like,
Yikes.
Yeah, I know in Curse of Strahd, like, we've handled, like, some romance, but it's been maybe, like, one big one. Like, I know it was, like, Kira and Taka for Curse of Strahd. Ravnica, like, Eliza's got all of her husbands, and right now that's kind of been it. I think we're slowly trying to build up, like, some romantic stuff going on with Bedrinas. Like, I think, like, between, like, Bedrinas, Tori, and Arlington. But, yeah, like, they're, like, kind of like a love triangle thing going on. Strixhaven, I think to say right now, this is probably the one campaign we have right now where it's like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of romancing going on throughout these years. Oh boy.
Will there be a beach episode?
Wizards are horny.
Don't fucking tempt me. Oh.
The beach would probably be very unsafe for Thistle. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, to be fair though, it's like I know we constantly joke about, like, her anime beach episode horny, but it's like, that's, like, probably, like, one of those things, like, if we do something like that, it's like, I'm gonna put my own twist on it, or, we don't need a beach episode. But if all my players like, but we want a beach episode, it's like, okay, fine, here's your beach episode.
I mean, technically we did have something like that in Curse of Strahd, but more like a ball, and it was like a ball episode, but it was also a heist.
Yeah,
because
so
we were trying to get the Tome of Strahd from Vargas Vologovich's attic.
Yes.
Dani, I'm now just imagining my head's like, Pacifico, it's time to get in the bathing suit.
God damn it, Savanto.
I have seen some shit.
This is where it's like, I can already tell it's gonna be so hard for me to like get into the DMing and stuff or anything as far as, like, role-playing the characters, because as soon as Savanto comes in, you're just gonna end up cracking me up the entire time. I just know that's gonna happen.
Look at this, we got matching bathing suits. We can go together.
Stop.
Why did you?
I hope this is the right size.
What the fuck?
Look
fuck?
at me and tell me that it's the right size.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck is my campaign becoming?
I am a
becoming something
shark.
amazing.
I have my own bathing suit.
It's like,
And nothing fits me because I'm a fairy. So
what?
Well,
It's like,
if it ever washes away from the current, I at least have a replacement.
why are you like this?
Why are you like this?
Question:
Yes.
Can our characters come with their own bathing suits?
I would certainly hope so, because I would assume that's the case, because you guys are packing to go to school for years. You have your own dorm rooms, for God's sake. So it's like, I hope to God you packed.
And with that, I actually have to start going to work now because it's snowing hard, so I have to go early.
Ooh.
Yeah, all right.
All right. Well,
Alright, so-
be safe out there, man.
And I'll try to.
Alrighty. Okay, so going back onto the dating sim. So not only is there a large cast of characters for them to be able to interact with, yes, some of them are yes, you can romance them if you wish. There's also a feature where, depending on how you interact with them, you can either maybe get some bonuses, or they can start messing with you. Like if you become good friends with them, then it's like, okay, something good might happen. More so with the school, it's like and maybe they'll you'll get like a benefit from like the club that you're in or something. But if you're a rival, like you go down that far and like, oh, you can't stand each other, these students will find ways to deliberately fuck with you. And some of it is the most petty shit. But, school, what do you expect?
Even in college, people act like high schoolers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's a weird thing because, again, like I swear to God, there are some things like in events like written in the book where, they say, yes, you are a university. This is a college. But you can tell that, like, oh, they are literally pulling these ideas from high school. And it's like, but you don't do this anymore. You're in college. So that's where some of this has to change, Let me see, like, okay, you know what, fuck it, I'll spoil at least this bit, because everyone's saying, oh, Christmas episode, Halloween episode, is there a beach episode? I cannot promise a beach episode, but what I can promise, as it's written in the book, there's going to be the prom episode. Dun dun dun.
Oh no.
I shit you not.
And the prom is tomorrow.
It's like, obviously,
I really don't care.
it's like, yeah, obviously I am going to have to change this. I'm not opposed to the idea of, oh, there's a big dance coming up, but I'm not treating it like fucking prom. You are past that shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, but when is prom? You're gonna have to wait and see.
Watch the campaign.
Alrighty. That's where I'm trying to think. Kikaku Dori. Oh god, yeah, it's fun times will be had. Okay, I guess, is there either any legit questions, or shall I ask some more random bullshit?
What does the chat say?
The chat was saying, saying goodbye to Brian, and then they're going, oh, my prom!
Keikaku door. The door has plans. The Dornjin? Which, I need to show you guys the Dornjin VOD from XP level 3. Like, if we have time after this, I need to show you guys the whole thing. It is nuts.
Okay.
And probably
I can
my
say-
favorite one-shot.
I have a question. I have a
Sure.
couple. I have so do our sessions start at roughly the same time as they do on Saturdays?
Yes. So, as I've gotten written down on the screen, session 1 begins next Tuesday, and the Strixhaven sessions, they will always start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have to make sure to convert that for our Aussie players, because it's like, oh, it's nighttime for us, but it's like morning for them.
Yeah, like, isn't it 11 a.m. For you guys? Or is it 12 a.m.?
Yeah,
12.
games take place at 11 a.m. for us right now.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay. Alrighty, then I'm trying to think. Did you have more questions, TP?
No, not off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
I just figured I'd ask.
Oh, Brandon, is everyone well tonight?
I am doing
Well, let me check.
No! No, hang on. I cast Revivify.
Well,
Oh, shit.
He's like, well, we're down a player now.
Didn't even get to find out what his character was. Only that he wasn't going to be cleric again. Or any support character for that matter.
Oh, okay, just to clarify, that doesn't mean there can't be like a support thing or two or whatever. But that just like inherent to like every class.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even I, as a ranger, have, Cure Wounds is in my list of spells.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out, we're going to be borrowing some stuff from 1D&D. We're never going to play 1D&D as a system, but that doesn't stop us from stealing things that we like from it. So, for me...
Yeah, I think you were doing... you're doing some specifically with Ranger, right?
Yes. For Rangers, not only do they get to prepare their spell lists like clerics, they also have different saving throws. So... instead of strength and dexterity, I get dexterity and wisdom as my saving throws. And I also get to prepare Hunter's Mark without... I can do it as a bonus action, not necessarily having to concentrate on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it sounds cute. So we got some 1D&D stuff. We've got Humblewood. Grim Hollow, of course, is available if you guys so choose, be it subclasses, magic spells, what have you. Core book is open. I think I've pulled some stuff, from some of the other things. I think maybe, I'm trying to remember myself.
here's a slight spoiler. There's definitely some Grim Hollow stuff going on with Pacifico.
Cool.
One particular spell and a future subclass.
Oh, are you gonna play as a Grim Hollow subclass?
I will. Now, you may notice that I should already have my subclass right now.
Oh,
So
I know
what
what it is. I'm not gonna
class-
say it, but
Yeah. So what subclass could I be playing in? So what class could I be
Okay.
playing a different subclass in?
okay, I gotta DM it to you because
Yeah.
I am freaking out.
Okay, but it's like you guys will find out. Yeah, because again, fun fact, at least as of right now, I think everybody is playing just their one class starting out. Of course, except for Boone. Boone is dual classing from the get-go.
I wasn't gonna give that away.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's like I ain't saying what you got planned. Okay, I guess as Jordan is tapping up stoofs.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Boone. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I forgot.
Oh.
So that crosses that possibility out of the list. Yeah, because you already have your wizard subclass. Oh, the brain juices.
Yeah, have fun. Yeah, have fun. Figuring that one out. But again, this is at least what is starting out. As always, people can end up multi-classing later on. I mean, that was what I ended up doing with Ark and Curse of Strahd. I started out just as Barbarian, but then I decided to take some levels in Fighter. So who knows what everyone else has got planned? I guess like a fun little thing. Like, again, hopefully without spoiling too much. Everyone in the call, would you like to maybe? I know you talked a little bit about like what your characters are. Would you maybe like to say like what is like one inspiration that you had when you were coming up with your character? You don't even have to go into detail. Just say, okay,
No.
What is an inspiration? Well, obviously not you, TP. Your character is still a work in progress. So it's like, I know.
Mysteries says the guy who promotes unveiling surprises in between party members in the game as they happen.
All right, yeah.
Nice surprises.
Okay.
Listen, I think sometimes you just need to have surprises.
Yeah.
Why don't we start with Boone this time?
Yeah. Like, any kind of sorts of inspiration, whether it's for the character, like a headcanon voice, what have you.
Like, the thing is, Pacifico is, like, so far removed from most of the... I believe we'd come up with someone who, in theory, could do Pacifico's voice, even though he hasn't actually done that accent before.
Mm-hmm.
But he's done an accent that's similar that would make sense, but I don't remember who it was.
Okay.
It might be earlier back in the chat. Let me look for it.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be another fun thing I gotta do, is like when I gotta role play the students and the faculty and the bad guys. I gotta role play everybody, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta come up with voices for everybody.
Now, like, I think you will do fine, Dani.
Yeah, like I can't say, like, there are some voices I knew from the get-go, like when we were in the middle of like planning. I already knew, like, okay, I know I imagine this kind of voice for this character. And then there's still some that I'm like, I don't really know how I want them to sound, and it's like I'm a week away from session 1 and I still don't have a voice for them, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to wing something and figure it out later.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the way it goes. Sometimes, like, you get the best inspirations when you're, like, completely off the cuff. Like, need I remind you how Frankfurt was born?
Oh yes,
I
Frank.
need to remind you
Yeah.
of my presence.
Yes. Oh, and FYI, people, because
I found it. Robbie Damon.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Alrighty, so we got a little bit of inspiration, at least as far as that, for Pacifico. Let me see. How about Luke? What is?
I did mention it before. It's sort of
Yeah, like,
pre-Iron Manification Tony Stark. He sort of has a "I know you need my help" sort of mentality.
Okay. Alright, yeah, that's I guess kind of a given. Alrighty, I guess Thistle.
Hold on. So for the setting of the world, I've got a few inspirations. One, obviously, the Unseelie courts and the Seelie courts from fairy folklore. So, the dark and threatening, sometimes even dangerous fae creatures and the, you know, typical kind, beautiful, and healing and helpful fairies. The fact that there are two sides in the middle of a war, taken from Xenoblade 3, with how that game setting is very dark and violent. As for my actual character, again, I wanted to play against type, because how many fairies have you guys seen where they're like, you know, typically like, you think either Navi the Fairy or Tinkerbell. And I wanted to go against that type and play as a, you know, a darker character. So I thought of the Unseelie Court fairies and thinking, you know what? I'm gonna play as the sniper. I'm gonna play as a fairy sniper, because what's more terrifying to you? A threat that you can see coming, or a threat that you know is there but you can't see them, and you know they're watching you? As for the voice of my character, I'm gonna read this and see if you guys get it.
Okay.
Here we go. Thursday, October 31st. The city streets are crowded for the holiday, even with the rain. Hidden in the chaos is the element, waiting to strike like snakes. And I'm there too, watching. 2 years of nights have turned me into a nocturnal animal. I must choose my targets carefully. It's a big city. Can't be everywhere. But they don't know where I am. When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning. But yeah, when I heard that monologue, I was like, holy shit, that's Thistle's voice, because I was trying to come up with a character voice, because, you know, I had pretty much everything planned out mechanically and story-wise. I just didn't know what I wanted him to sound like.
Gotcha.
But, for those of you who haven't guessed yet, so I'm talking about Robert Pattinson's performance as Batman in The Batman, the 2022 film.
I knew it. I just forgot my voice was muted again.
The Batman.
Yeah. Because, you know, that sort of soft, understated tone is what I want to go for him. And it's actually well within my vocal range too, so it's like, yeah, it's perfect for him. And it's kind of fun talking like that, not gonna lie.
Alright.
So, yeah, I was really happy when I found that voice for him.
Nice. Okay, and then, I guess as far as, Beans, Jen, and Dana, sadly, I don't really know too much. Like, I don't know what inspirations, if at all, for Beans and Dana. I'm aware that, you know, Jen being Jen, of course, there's always a Toho character for inspiration, but
or a Monster Hunter character.
Yeah.
Or both.
You know, but once again, Toho, another series I don't know shit about other than the Bad Apple music video. That's literally all. That's like probably the most Toho content I have consumed. So I don't know.
By the way, something I should correct. I said earlier that something about Pacifico with a subclass from Grim Hollow. It's not from Grim Hollow. It's from a different homebrew source.
That's all right.
That's okay.
All the more reason to be excited about what you go into, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty. I don't know. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Regularly speaking, how long do you think it'll take to reach? I guess sometimes it's really dependent on how a session goes. Because sometimes, especially with like Curse of Strahd or Ravnica, a couple of sessions, a day could be a couple of sessions.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, basically, how fast is the campaign gonna go?
How fast? Not how fast the campaign's going to go, because I expect it to take a while, even just to get through a year. Because there are going to be times where I think it's just going to be here's a day, here's a week, you do your stuff, you go home, you plop on your bed, and then you sleep.
Right.
I know there's gonna be probably a couple times where that's gonna happen. I'm more suggesting, like, how long do you think it'll take with not too much, like, assuming that, like, it's not the climax or anything, how long do you think it'll take to get a whole year done?
How long to get a year done? Okay. Again, I can't say for certain because things may change. I know I've told you guys in the session 0. Again, I'm open to this changing. I would like to try to at least get the first year done in roughly, like, maybe 8 to 10 sessions. And I mostly want to kind of fly through it, mostly because I don't want you guys, all the people that are going to be coming in the year 2. Hi, Fire Emblem.
What the heck? Oh, it is Fire Emblem.
Yeah, hi, Fire Emblem. But,
why am I not hearing it?
Okay, but, I didn't...
Did you, lower Bongo's, volume? TP?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Anyway, so to everybody that's going to be officially joining the campaign in year 2, admittedly, I don't want you guys to be waiting forever, to be like, okay, come on, when am I going to get in there? Come on. I don't want that to happen. But at the same time, it's like, I don't exactly want to rush through it either. I suspect, though, I would like to, like I said, I'm aiming for like 8 to 10 sessions. If for whatever reason it takes longer, and I will let you guys know. I'm also thinking as far as for like what I'm changing in the book and what am I adding and all that other stuff. Out of all of the 4 years that are in the book, year 1 is probably gonna remain the most unchanged. Like, I will add things to it, but as far as, like, outright taking things out or, just outright changing things, year 1 is probably gonna stay mostly untouched, because, honestly, I think that's actually year 1 is, in my opinion, it's actually a pretty good way to open the campaign, but starting in year 2 is where a lot of the heavy revisions are gonna come in, and I would think, like, okay, by the time, we get to year 2, and now we've got the full party, okay, now we gotta take our time, not only for, plot purposes, but we also have to give time for you guys to be able to develop your characters, in year 2 to really make you feel like, yeah, you're actually part of the team now. So that's kind of where I'm aiming at right now, is like year 1, 8 to 10 sessions ideally. After that, who knows? We will get through them when we get through them, And like ultimately I think it depends on, where are you guys gonna take the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
ultimately, yeah.
Yeah, because that's another thing I'm like having to get into that idea of, because like, and again, I don't know if if maybe you guys have felt this too, but like going from player to DM, like, you know, as a player, it's like, oh, I got all these cool ideas that I want, like, for my character to go, and you bring that up with the DM and stuff, and it's like, you have things set in stone that you want to do, whereas, like, with the DM, it's like, you know, yes, there's events and character things I have to focus on to make sure everybody gets their fill, but at the same time, it's like, as far as overarching story, it's like, okay, I think this would be a really cool set piece, but I think I gotta kind of keep it open-ended because for all I know, you guys could go in a completely different direction.
Yeah, and you can't, this is something I've learned, and even then I'm still trying to get a foothold in, is that while I usually structure my games with a set goal in mind for all of you to accomplish, sometimes you do things that completely surprise me, and then I have to adjust on the fly. Oh, okay, wait a minute. So if they're doing this, why don't we let this happen? Or, okay, so if they successfully roll a check, or if they hit a certain thing, they got to hit that mechanism's AC in order for it to fall apart or something. Mm-hmm. So you can't possibly predict every possibility. But don't take it as a failure on your part, but rather an opportunity to exploit.
Okay. Yeah, so this is definitely going to be a major learning curve on my end.
Yeah. And you never know until you get into it. Mm-hmm. So I have faith in you, Dani.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, but like I said, like, at least as far as, like I said, there's going to be school events, of course, that are going to happen, like, some that are pre-written in the book, and some that I am making up on the fly, you know, like, yeah, like, you know, the seasonal festivals and such, like, those absolutely are going to happen. Whatever clubs you guys join, I'll come up with stuff with that. I will also give opportunities for you guys to be able to, like, role play, like, doing stuff in your clubs, doing stuff on your jobs, or even classroom lectures. So, I mean, it's like, I do plan on, like, coming up with things to, like, not only flesh it out, but it's like, again, like, the classes. It's like, yeah, I literally built out the fucking curriculum for these guys. The book just says, like, you know, okay, you know, all the players at least have to take this class, and here's some other classes that are available. And that's as far as the book went. I actually found a Reddit specifically for DMing Strixhaven, and somebody actually on there did say, you know, okay, I thought this was a cool thing, but let's flesh it out a little bit more. So they at least assigned some teachers. Like, okay, this is who's teaching the class, but that's as far as they took it. And that's where I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. So I actually, like, inspired from that and built off of that even further. So here's the class. This is the teacher that is teaching it. This is where the class is being held. This is what the class is all about. I am going to be giving rewards for these kids. Like, you know, being like, okay, you take this class, you'll get this kind of a reward. You know, I want the players to actually care about going to school.
Yes, use your resources.
Yeah, and I can tell you, like, when we did our session 0 last Tuesday, and I'm giving them, like, you know, okay, these are all the documents and stuff to follow. Here's all of this. Like, I built out the fucking menus in all the cafes at the school. Didn't have to, but I did because I'm insane.
No. What you say? You know what? I'm gonna quote Miss Maniac on this. What you call insanity, I call creativity. Like, I was blown away with how much detail you went into all those spreadsheets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you really thought this through.
Well, I've been working on this since summer, so that's like 6 months of work. And I'm like, oh god,
and that's paying off.
And that's all to begin session 1. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, and of course, as a group, we did hash out details. For example, Boone. When we went to the crafting system that she's borrowing from Ryoko's guide, you had your own discrepancies, but ultimately we did come to a consensus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
And that's what you do during session 0.
Yeah, so, yeah, we got to craft, yeah, there's going to be a crafting system that we're going to be implementing. If you want to see a little bit more information about that, check out D&D Shorts, and, because he has a, he has a whole video where, yeah, he pretty much built out a crafting system, and it sounded cool, so it's like, you know what, let's give this system a try. So, yeah, so not only are they going to be going into school, but whatever monster drops they find or whatever, it's like, yeah, they can use this to make some stuff. You know, so that'll be fun. But yeah, like, as far as, like, session 0 goes, like, you know, I gave you guys all the documents, but I think, at least from what it sounded like, the one you guys had the most fun in was when I gave you the curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys,
Because,
you guys are already you're already deciding, oh, this is what I am taking all 4 years. So it's like, I gave you that option. I even made the spreadsheet and had them be like, okay, you know, if this is a class you want to take, put your name down, and it's like, everybody is like, oh god, and they just went nuts.
Yeah, and it's like, I can speak for myself here, but I thought to myself, okay, so I want to go to this college, so I should definitely pick classes that are within that college, but what would also serve Thistle as a character really well? So I started looking into, you know, courses that, you know, gave really good rewards, but also I think would enhance Thistle's effectiveness as a character and for his story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so this class could be good for my ranger abilities. Oh, but this is really good for more reasons. Or, oh, that seems fun. Let's give this a try.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, like, there's absolutely no reason, like, if you're a student of Witherbloom, like, yeah, if you want to take Prismari classes, go nuts. You know, so it's like, I'm giving them that option.
Actually, did I pick any Prismari classes? Let me double check.
Yeah, but,
I probably did, but...
I'm not gonna give away what Pacifico's classes or school
no.
is, because I want that to be
No, I'm not gonna do that either,
no.
mystery.
Yeah, no. We'll get into that in the game. So yeah, like, yeah. So I'm not gonna we're not gonna talk about, like, you know, what college they're gonna take, you know, which one they're joining, what are the classes, like, you'll find all that out as sessions go on.
Yep.
Alright, so, I guess, with that said, is there any other questions, either for you guys or audience? Do you have any other random questions? No, be it about the campaign, or the characters, or whatever.
Oh, I actually have one, and this is, like, mostly for us, in particular. Are you possibly bringing in any of our inside jokes, perchance?
I guess that depends. I know what you're thinking. I will say it right now, because I know everybody loves Frank. Sadly, Frank will not be in Strixhaven. That is very much a Jordan character. Like, yeah, Frank was in the Abode when we first played it. When we were playing that for a little bit before we stopped on that one. You know, now Jordan brought him into Curse of Strahd, so it's like, could I, maybe, if Jordan gave me his blessing, but at the same time, I'm like, that's really something specific for Jordan and his campaign, so it's like, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, not to say that I would be against it, but, I would also be totally fine if it was just a signature NPC for my campaigns specifically.
Right. And, like, I'm sure...
But I would not be opposed if you used him as a one-off, because, you know, that's how I like to use him.
Right. And
the brick joke.
Yeah. And that's where... And I'm sure, like, Boone, for example, like, Boone's probably got some NPCs that he uses frequently in his games. And it's
Believe it or not, I haven't used any of my frequently used NPCs in Ravnica. I specifically wanted to avoid doing that.
Oh. Okay. Okay, yeah. But, yeah, so... Yeah, probably, now thinking about it, probably not. So, I guess this will be, Dani lore, Dani D&D lore or something that we're building up here. So it's like, after Strixhaven, if I'm like, you know what, I really had fun DMing that, I'd like to DM another campaign or something, then it's like, I can't say for certain if it'll be like, oh, let's say we do Strixhaven and I decide to go back to Princes of the Apocalypse. Will Princes of the Apocalypse be connected at all to Strixhaven? Who's to say? That is so far in advanced, but it's like, at the same time, I guess it really all depends on what the campaign is, depends on what what the players want, that kind of thing. Like, I mean, I'm not opposed to, I guess, coming up with a Dani D&D canon, but that is, I really don't want to think about that right now, because it's like, I gotta get through Strixhaven first.
Absolutely. Wait until the lore has been created, before, you start to make things out of it.
Yeah.
Still need to see the Frank super boss that insta-wipes the party. Oh, don't you worry. I am working on that as we speak.
It's like, oh no!
But you didn't hear that from me.
He's like, oh no, you fiend!
He attacks 4 times. He may or may not also have a breath weapon of hot dogs and sausages. And if you fail the saving throw, you take 48 acid damage. The Daniverse. The Daniverse. Huh. That sounds,
Yeah. So yeah, sorry Maniac. Yeah, no Frank in Strixhaven. Okay. I guess any other questions?
Oh. Boons! One-winged angel advent starts playing. Goodness. No further questions from the chat right now. Do we have any questions from everyone in the call?
I got none.
I'll take that as a no.
Okay. It's like, I have a question for you all. Are you looking forward to session 1?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
100.
Alrighty, and
Wait, I don't know how that got in there.
okay. Alrighty. Oh, you know what? I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Okay, so so when it comes to streaming, typically with Curse of Strahd and Ravnica, typically I have been the one taking care of streaming duties. I obviously cannot do that this time around. I am going to be going back and forth between so many screens and shit, so it's like I can't really run the stream itself. So for Strixhaven, I will be passing those duties off onto Brian. So because Brian, he's already streamed for SpiffyNeedleGeeks, so he's already got the credentials to even come in there. I am going to be sending him all the assets. So like this this overlay that you guys are seeing right now, as far as like the RP overlay, game thumbnails, player avatars, your battle information screens, I'm going to be sending that all to Brian, and he is actually going to be the one making sure that this is all up and running for me. So this way I focus on I just gotta focus on running the game, putting up all the music, all that fun stuff. So...
Yeah, and it also avoids the problem of giving away surprises to the audience, as I learned the hard way when we were trying to do like this sort of simul stream idea for when Chris Strahd was new.
Yeah.
And you were streaming it on YouTube, and I was trying to stream it on Twitch. Twitch didn't work so well on my end, and we decided it would just be easier if you took over the streaming duties for D&D, and it actually works out beautifully. So, Brian has more than proved himself whenever you were out, and yeah.
Yeah. So.
Just makes sense.
Yep. So come next week, everybody. Give Brian your love, as he'll be taking my job for this campaign.
Yeah. I really can't wait for this campaign.
It's like, same thing. Like, I know I can't wait to start it. It's a shame that Jen's not here, because I know you guys are all excited. Jen has been, like, on pins and needles for, like, the past month. She's like, when is session 1? When is session 1? When's it starting? I want it to start now. She's like, she really, really wants to start this thing.
Like a lion with a ribeye steak.
So I know she's really been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess hang on. Oh. Yeah, Brian gets to use his part-time employee badge to stream again. That's what Mr. Maniacs is. Okay, that being said, I guess before we head out, I know what you see right now on stream is the silhouettes of our first 4 characters. I am actually going to ask the players this. Would you like me to reveal these characters right now? Like, take the silhouette away and allow the audience to at least see our first 4 party members? Or do you want to wait until session 1?
Yeah, which would be more fulfilling?
Because again, mind you, this is the first 4 characters, so this is everybody's.
Yeah,
so this is everybody starting out next week. So this isn't the entire party.
No, and I can certainly say I'm not one of these 4, and neither is TP.
I don't
honestly let them see Luke.
I wouldn't mind being revealed.
Okay.
I was gonna say, at the very least, we if you're gonna reveal the characters, at least reveal the ones who, or at least reveal the ones who are here.
Yeah.
Because.
Okay. Yeah. If you give me maybe give me a minute or something, because honestly, like, I made the silhouette one, and then I have an image that shows all 4. I didn't think to do like one at a time.
I mean, at least for the intents and purposes, since it is just the starting 4, we could just show the starting 4.
Okay. All right. So.
What do you guys think, though?
Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah.
I feel revealing the members who are here and willing to let their characters be seen is a better option.
Okay. Let me hang on.
Yeah, because.
Okay.
Because again, some of these characters, their players are not here.
Alrighty, yeah. Oh.
And it'd be really not. It takes away their agency.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a couple of minutes to whip up a screen real quick, and in the meantime, audience, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask away.
And audience, I don't know. I'm going to be honest though. When it comes to a character that is like straight up new,
Mm-hmm.
this is the most exciting. Like, or at least, when it comes to a character I have not played yet. This is the most excited I've been.
Archetypes?
What?
You mean in terms of archetypes?
No, I mean in terms of the character I'm going to be playing.
Yeah.
This is the most excited I have been to play a character that I have not played before.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But it's
Not necessarily
really
I don't know if it's not simply just archetype. It's just everything.
Yeah.
The collective. That doesn't mean that I like this character more than Mimi or Tuffy or Jackie or anything else. Not necessarily. And nor does it devalue the other, nor does it devalue any of the other campaigns, because I still like playing Mimi and Tuffy.
I'm just also excited that you're finally not stuck in the strictly support role, because I've always encouraged you guys to play whatever you want, and whatever can be done to help realize the vision for your character, let's do it. I also like to encourage you guys to, not stick to one class or groups of classes. Like one of the once in the blue moon, if you want to pick something crazy, pick something crazy. We has some questions.
Okay, yeah. I just finished up the image, so let's answer these questions first, and then I'll reveal. So is this campaign going to be every other Tuesday, similar to the other campaigns, or will this be every Tuesday? This is every other Tuesday. So yeah, Ryan, think of this as like D&D week for SpiffyNeedleGeeks. It will begin with Strixhaven on Tuesday, and then that following Saturday is either going to be Curse of Strahd or Ravnica. So yeah, once again, it will be every other Tuesday, and that's just more so that's to guarantee that everybody will be able to play, like especially Brian, because his schedule changes every other week. So that's like, yeah, pretty much Tuesdays and Saturdays are his free days. So that's when he's able to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Maniac, I basically gave you my answer, but yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Maniac asks, just in general for the players, how are you feeling about your new characters? Proud of them? A little nervous about trying them out? Just how are you feeling about them?
Well, I'm excited.
For Luke, I am very, very ready for this. I have decided to lean into the fact that I am one of the 3 Australians that play these games, and Luke will reflect this.
Oh God!
Yeah, that could mean a lot of things.
I'm noticing.
It's like I am noticing a pattern. He brings shenanigans.
Yeah, like this is what Boone and I have to deal with.
I know, that's where it's like, oh God.
Not that it's a bad thing, but it's also be prepared. Keep your thinking cap
Hear me,
on.
for I am quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
White?
Okay, so with that said, everybody, we cannot reveal the two on the left unless I am being freaking stupid here.
The right.
The right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like
the two girls.
Yeah, the two girls that are in this starting party. I cannot reveal them because they're not in the call. I will say,
therefore cannot give
yeah,
consent.
I will, however, say that this is Beans and Jen. So these two ladies, these are their characters. But as far as for Luke and Pacifico, here they are.
And just to get this out of the way, their art is fantastic, especially Luke's.
Yes, so it's like, Boone and Letter, would you like to give credit to the artists that made your character art?
I absolutely can do that indeed. I will give you a link to put. I will put a link in chat actually to the artist who did Lucky Luke Star. What's up, cunt?
So yes. So yep. Thank you. And then Boone for Pacifico.
Yes, the art was done by Kitty, who is Jen's friend. I don't think I have social media links.
We can.
Let me see if I can find it for you.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we can get them. I'll also make a note, like, when we actually start session 1, because I do want to give proper credit for character art, because they're going to be used in the thumbnails. Like, I mean, yeah, when session 1 begins, like the game thumbnail, you will see what these girls look like. So I will not keep them silhouetted forever. I was just going to do that for the hype stream. You know, but at the very least, I do want to give proper credit to the artists. So in the descriptions, I will include links to their social profiles and stuff. So yeah, check out our artists. We had several artists helping us out here, and yeah, I want to give kudos and proper credit. So if you guys like what you see, possibly commission them.
But for now, you get to see Trash Panda and Blue.
Trash Panda and Blue, yes.
Trash Panda, who's probably smarter than Blue.
Hold on, you don't know that.
What kind of shit can you build?
He's a wizard. He expresses his intelligence differently.
Intelligence without any work to provide for it is worth nothing.
I have work to provide for it. It's called spells.
Oh, okay, guys. First of all, I found Kitty's Twitter. SynthwaveCat @SynthwaveCat on Twitter is the handle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like I can say I can say that, like, yes, I know Kitty. I think Kitty designed Pacifico. I think Kitty has also done Jen's character, and I could say Kitty has also designed the villain. The villain that you're not going to see for a while, but he is designed and done.
I guess I could also say that I've designed some characters and villains for our DM here.
Yeah, and it's like, actually...
And also my own character.
Yeah, like, I know you made your own character. Brian, I think, has drawn his own character. Dana has drawn her character. I'm not sure who Beans commissioned to get her character. I gotta ask that. But, speaking of which, what you call it, Jordan? Oh, did we go through all the music already?
Oh, I think we did.
God damn! It's like, I thought 2 hours was enough.
Silence.
Apparently. Well, that's okay. We're kind of wrapping up anyway. But,
yeah, we are.
But yeah, speaking of which, actually, it's like, so we've got Synthwave, who's done some work. The person that did, Luke's artwork. We'll have to get, proper kudos to them, give proper kudos to who, made Bean's character art. Jordan has designed some people, and after the stream, Jordan, I actually need to talk to you about another design commission for Strixhaven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'll give you the deets on that one after the stream is over.
Yeah, sure thing.
And yeah, like, I know Brian and Dana are drawing their own characters. So it's like, yeah, we got a wide variety of artwork coming in on this one. Alrighty, so I guess, with that said, I think that's pretty much all we needed to cover. So, thank you everybody for coming in and willing to listen to me, just talk about, what the hell this campaign is and just how I am going to ruin it, God help me.
You're not gonna ruin it.
The fact I'm changing so much means I'm ruining it.
No. It means
That
you're
is
just adding
not
your
what it
personal
means at all.
Yeah, that's not what it means. Like that's the beauty of being a dungeon master. You get to make your own changes to whatever the campaign entails. Yeah, it's just it's nice.
It's like I know. I'm just saying. I called this stream. I gave it its title for a reason.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, yes, thank you everybody for coming and asking questions. Hope you guys are looking forward to this. I know the players have been absolutely looking forward to this, and I'm excited too. So yeah. Next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we finally, after roughly 6 months of planning, we finally begin session 1. So I hope to see you all there, and hope you all enjoy what the hell comes out of my head.
Yeah. And to add to that, after Strixhaven on Saturday, we will be returning finally to Curse of Strahd.
Yes, yes, thank you. So Strixhaven next Tuesday, and then that following Saturday, we're finally going back to not Ravnica. We just came from Ravnica.
It's been so long, we don't even know how it's pronounced anymore. Wait, how do you pronounce this campaign? The one Jordan does? Ravnica? No, that's Boone's campaign. That's Boone's campaign.
I know, it's like we just came from Ravnica, goddammit. It's like we want to go back, but no, we have.
Wait a minute, Jordan DMs.
It's like no, we gotta go to Barovia. So we're going back to the Curse of Strahd, and as I mentioned, as I mentioned in the New Year's Eve one shot that we did, brief reminder, we are retconning the last 2 sessions of Curse of Strahd because it involved a guest player who pretty much I think immediately after the last session we found was involved in some dangerous shit. And it's like, we do not agree with it whatsoever. And as far as I'm aware of, she's deleted her Twitter and fucked off. I don't know. I only got half the story because all this, of course, all this happens while I'm at work, and it's like, wait, what just happened? So basically, we're going back.
More or less. Yeah.
So we're basically going back. We're going back a couple of sessions and. We are redoing it, but obviously, we're going to be taking it in a different direction. But, so that's why if you've been following it and if you're wondering, well, wait a minute, we just, you guys were in the manor. Why are we back here? We did this already. This is why. We are redoing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Alternatively, we could have just denied that, session 24 or 25 ever happened and be like, what session? They don't exist.
Yeah, I know. It's just at the same time, I do believe transparency helps out, so that's why it's
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's even admittedly, I don't even know all the details, I'm sure other people online can go into those details, but, at the very least, some shit went down. And this is how we kind of got to make up for it. So that's why I didn't want to just be like, okay, we're just redoing this and not giving a reason why. There was some serious shit that happened behind the scenes that were like, oh yeah.
We should also clarify the long hiatus wasn't entirely. I don't think it was entirely because of this either. It unfortunately just added up.
Okay.
Isn't that correct,
okay,
Jordan?
I got scared for it. Sorry. I was also doing something else in the background. I got scared because I was trying to get into my savings account to prepare for, business dealings with Dani later, and I thought someone hacked into my account, but no, I just got the username wrong.
Oh.
So that's a relief. Yeah. I got into there.
That's okay, Jordan. We've all been there.
I almost locked myself out due to stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah, been there. Will
Oh my god.
will those streams be deleted? I believe I did delete those.
Yeah.
So yeah, like not only
Yeah,
not only just take them off of the playlist, I think I just flat out got rid of them.
Yeah, and honestly, it's for the best. Normally, we would never redo a session, but
Stuff happens.
Yeah, stuff happens, and also, I don't want this channel to be tainted with shit like that. You know, the times we get angry or frustrated, that's fine. When we're being like total idiots, that's fine too. But God forbid we play with someone who supports bad shit and not even knowing it until after the fact we played with them. So,
Right. Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's where we will be with Curse of Strahd. So redoing a couple of sessions. We're gonna be back at the Manor. I believe it's in Valaki.
Yes.
Yep. So we're gonna be back at the Manor in Valaki. Some things are gonna stay the same. Ultimately going in a different direction, and yeah, we're finally going to continue that campaign and slowly work towards wrapping that up. Like, because ultimately, I think, like Jordan, I can't really say for certain, but I would like to think your goal is to get Curse of Strahd done this year.
I am going to make sure that we get it done. If it takes longer than this year, so be it, but the intention is to get it wrapped up so we can move on to another campaign that we've been planning.
Yeah,
Though given the time frame, I think a proper session 0 is also important to do because a lot has happened, and making sure that this is what we want to go with, or if we want to make changes. So we get there when we get there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get there, but yep. So yeah, surprise, guys! Like, yeah, after Curse of Strahd, Jordan's already we're in a planning stage again for the next campaign Jordan's gonna run after Curse of Strahd. It's already starting behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So
I'll only give you one hint. It's not gonna be as dark as Curse of Strahd was.
hopefully.
No. I can tell you right now, it's not gonna be.
Okay. Alrighty, so with that said, thank you everybody for joining. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you look forward to seeing what we do. And have a good evening. Stay safe, because I know at least for us Americans, there's been a lot of snow going around. Like, it's at least been snowing. It's been single digits where I am, so that's where it's like, yep, be careful, be safe, be warm. Otherwise, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. And we will see you all next week for Strixhaven, a curriculum of chaos.
Yeah.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Babylon.